enlargement last Saturday in Tallahassee that ultimately set up a Travis touchdown. And meanwhile, Virginia Tech, in what ended up being the final game of Justin Fuente's tenure, rolled Duke 48-17 at Lane Stadium. So Borregales will kick it away, and Keyshawn King, who's averaging 25 yards a return, is deep, but we'll watch it sail over his head. And here comes Braxton Burmeister from La Jolla, California, making his 15th career start with the Hokies. He's 8-6 as a starter.
Yeah, and he's a guy that I'm interested to see how he performs. Justin Fuente was such a big part, not only as the head coach, but as on the offensive side of the football, working with the quarterbacks. How does Burmeister respond? He's coming off a performance last week against Duke that was one of the most efficient of his career. So I'm really looking for Braxton Burmeister to perform well in this game.
Here's a first down play, and that is Trey Turner, who is wearing the jersey tonight of Frank Beamer, the 25, at wide receiver, and he gets nothing on the play. It is handled out there on the perimeter by Miami, so it is 2nd and 10, and the Hokies with a little bit of tempo here to start. Burmeister, another quick throw, and this will be the tight end, Nick Gallo, picking up 2 or 3, and very quickly 3rd down as Tyreek Stevenson makes the stop for Miami.
Virginia Tech, a couple of quick passes early. They've been so good running the ball the last few weeks that has to be part of the game plan, but we'll see what they go to here early on a 3rd down.
Well, Raheem Blackshear, who had a 100-yard day last Saturday against Duke, is in the backfield with Burmeister. And all of a sudden we have a stoppage of play. And Dwayne Height is the referee.
Ruling on the field is a completion. The previous play is under further review.
So we'll step aside. Under the hood on the 2nd snap tonight in South Florida.
Zaxby's Boneless Wings meal couldn't possibly get any better. I stand corrected. The Great 8 Boneless Wings meal with your choice.
In motion, that's Tavion Robinson. Here's Burmeister. And he will run with it here and slide across the 30 to the 32. DeAndre Johnson, the Tennessee transfer, gets him on the ground over in front of the Hokie bench.
Miami did a nice job dropping 8 on that play, covering up all the receivers. Braxton Burmeister actually had a receiver on the far side fall down when he started scrambling that way. And Virginia Tech not able to convert on 3rd down. Miami looks like they forced a punt.
And here is Peter Moore, who is 4th in the ACC at better than 44 yards, and he hammers one at Jacoby George, who's averaging about 9 yards a return, and skips the 15, shakes a guy 20. Here's George cutting to the near sideline, and to the 45-yard line is Jacoby George. Finally tackled on the play by the left tackle Luke Tenuta, who drags him down.
So 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's a big guy with a big arm. I think their ability to be explosive with him in the game is what changes Miami offense.
The Rooster, Jalen Knighton, with him in the backfield. Van Dyke going to spin it on 1st down and deep, and it is caught. Charleston Rambo's tear continues.
This is one of the most fascinating matchups in the entire game today. Charleston Rambo against Jermaine Waller as Miami goes tempo.
Here is Knighton's first carry, and he slips down. It'll be a loss of 1 on the play, maybe 2 to the 18. Another look.
How about this catch? Battles through. That ball is perfectly thrown, fading away from Jermaine Waller. And you can't throw it any better. The coverage is actually pretty good. You'd love to see Waller turn around and play the football, but I'm not sure you could play it much better than Jermaine Waller just did. The throw just beat him. And just as we got done saying, the ability to throw the ball down the field, be explosive, get those chunk plays, Tyler Van Dyke does it.
Thaddeus Franklin's come in the ball game. And a play fake by Van Dyke. Back across the middle, that's Rambo. That will push him, I believe, above 1,000 yards. He had a 39-yard catch to start the ball game. That one goes for right at about 9 here. And that'll cover the 45 to become the 5th Miami receiver all time with 1,000 yards or more receiving in a season, and the first since Alan Hearns 8 years ago.
Incredible. You know, there's been a couple of things that have sort of melded together for this Miami offense to push them to where they are now. One, the quarterback position with Tyler Van Dyke. Two, the return of Jalen Knighton at running back. It's made them more explosive. And then three, the transfer Charleston Rambo getting more comfortable in the offense.
3rd and short here for Miami. Virginia Tech pressures. Van Dyke going to flip it for Mallory in the end zone. Touchdown Miami.
Will Mallory comes across. He's going to run a little out and up on the sideline. And on the out, the defender starts to look in the backfield. When he turns it up, there's nobody near him. He gets on Amari Barno, the defensive end. Nobody around. Tyler Van Dyke flips it to the back pylon. And Miami, hot out of the gate.
Boy, you're not kidding. 4 plays, 55 yards in 145. And Virginia Tech jumped in the neutral zone. Mallory's last 4 games in a possession, Roddy, 15 catches, 222 yards, and now 4 touchdowns.
But Mallory has certainly been on fire, and it's a tough assignment for anybody to draw Will Mallory in one-on-one coverage, especially down in the red zone. It's especially tough for a defensive end like Amari Barno, a guy who's used to rushing the passer, gets put in pass coverage on a 3rd down. Miami makes him pay.
So the Canes strike first and strike quickly.
Offside. Defense with contact. Half the distance to the goal. We will have a try.
We'll get everybody all square. Taiwan Garbett.
With that extra 1.5 yards, I kind of like to see Miami go for 2.
Man, you turn the volume up early here, don't you?
Look, you're hot out the gate. It's 1.5 yards for 2 points now. I mean, a lot of times you see guys do it. In the NFL, in the league, they do it.
Borregales for the point, and it'll stand 7-0. Despite the concerns of Jones up here early, Van Dyke has thrown his 20th touchdown pass of the year, and in a heartbeat, it's 7-0 Miami.
That's the thing about claims, you see, they don't happen.
Will Mallory's granddad was one of the finest gentlemen college football's ever seen. Indiana's finest football coach ever, Bill Mallory. And the late coach will be proud of Will, the way he's been playing here lately. And the tear continues on a touchdown catch. And boy, TVD was special, Roddy.
TVD's been special for most of the season, really with the exception of the first quarter against Florida State. Outside of that, I mean, the guy has been fantastic.
Yeah.
And certainly here, he's powered this offense to an explosive start.
I thought Manny Diaz chronicled it very interestingly yesterday when he said, well, he's made it look a lot easier than it really is.
Yeah. Now look, as a guy who played as a redshirt freshman, I can attest to that.
He's thrown his 20th touchdown pass of the year. Perfect on the drive, 3 for 3, 56 yards. His 15 touchdowns now in the last 4 games in a possession. And here is Keyshawn King on the kick return, and he will slip down right around the 20-21 yard line. The drive for 25 is a campaign slogan for Virginia Tech athletics, but tonight, Taylor, it means something different.
Double meaning, if you will. Yeah, for wide receiver Trey Turner, not the typical travel day for him down to Miami. While the team took a flight, he actually had to do the drive with 2 trainers from Blacksburg due to an upper body injury he suffered against Georgia Tech earlier this season. There are concerns that the cabin pressure of flying will affect his respiratory system infection. So, guys,
here's Blackshear Taylor. He'll only get a couple of yards. Gang tackle by the Canes. Tyreek Stevenson, go ahead. Well, the tweets for Trey Turner. Roddy, he kind of took you on a social media ride.
Yeah, he absolutely did. Look, it's a long drive from Blacksburg to Miami. It's really a long drive from anywhere to Miami, but certainly from Blacksburg, you see the tweets of what he was going. You know, we sort of asked some of his teammates, what do you think guys were listening to in there? That's a long time. I just wonder if they had that new Adele going.
Here's Connor Blumrick going, and he'll pick up the first down. Blumrick returning to the Hokie lineup for the first time since the Notre Dame game. Cashes in on a 13-yard run and a first down for Virginia Tech before Avante Williams makes the play.
Interesting that we see Connor Blumrick this early in the game Certainly a big running threat on the year. Passing-wise, a little more limited.
In motion is Gallo. Blumrick, a transfer from Texas A&M out of Pearland, Texas. Malachi Thomas into the ball game. Quick toss into the boundary side. Thomas will try and get the edge turned, and he got chased down by Jafari Harvey. Taylor, I want to wrap the story here with Turner on the drive that he had to make here.
I know.
He had two guys driving, right, from the training staff?
Yes, Alex Black and Zach Moss, two trainers that drove him. I saw pictures on Twitter. It looked like he was in the back seat. Have to imagine he took some naps. I have been told they stopped at 5 guys. That was a request of Turner's. And that Adele was played, Roddy. You'll be happy to hear.
Let's go. Let's go. They went easy on me with the Adele stuff early on, but now we have confirmed.
Yeah.
30 was in the car.
Tavion Robinson was not quite sure Adele would have been played. And now we got both sides that might have moved here a little bit. See what Dwayne Haight has for us.
Delay a game. Disconcerting signals. Number 17 defense. 5-yard penalty results in a penalty. It's first down.
Wayman Steed, the linebacker. The vaunted disconcerting signals. Here's the tweet that Turner sent out when they arrived. And I'm guessing that's Zach and his buddy in front. Boy, I had to walk a long way in the parking lot. You'd think they'd valet that thing.
Yeah, you would think.
After that kind of ride.
The thing that no one's talking about is he has to drive back after this game.
That's correct, yeah. Took him a couple of days. Day and 3/4 to get here. 1st and 10 for the Hokies, trying to get something going with the freshman Thomas, who played for Rance Gillespie at Hart County High School in Hartville, Georgia, which is an awfully good high school program, Roddy. A lot more guys playing FBS Power 5 football from Hart County than one might think.
Yeah. Malachi Thomas has certainly been a great addition to this backfield that's really run the ball well the last 4 games. This Miami defense, the most stingy they faced in that time, though.
Here is Burmeister slipping through and into the open field against the Canes goes Braxton Burmeister for another Virginia Tech first down. So the combination of Blumrick and Burmeister, Roddy, has posed some problems. That's a 20-yard run.
The common thread is the quarterback run. You can see him reading the defensive tackle there, pulls it, gets upfield, gets a nice block downfield from a couple of players. Conor Blumrick looks like he's back in the game.
Yep.
With the rain, Wes, you'd have to imagine that the rotation of these guys, they're going to keep it on the ground in this drive.
So far. Robinson in motion. Here's Blumrick on the keep again. Follows a block and will be close to another first down. Jared Harrison Hunt out of the Miami defensive line made the stop. It looked like Kate Moore was his lead blocker there. Quick snap, and here's Thomas, and that'll be a first down to the 16 of Miami.
You know, this sort of the quarterback reads that they've run the last few plays, the few plays before the last one. I like that they're not counting on their offensive line to block the interior of Miami. They're reading those defensive tackles to take advantage of some of the aggressiveness inside. Those guys are tough to handle. Nesta Silvera, Jared Harrison Hunt. Guys are a load inside.
Here's Burmeister back in the game, going to make the long throw. Turner the catch, tried to stay in bounds, and I think he tiptoed out around the 12. And that's where they'll spot the catch for Trey Turner. Big play Trey, 36th start of his career tonight. He had 187 yards in the win in Atlanta against Georgia Tech, 5th best single game effort by a Hokie in receiving yards, and you see ticketed for the Reese's Senior Bowl, and a well-deserved honor, Roddy.
Absolutely. I mean, he has been, when they've utilized him down the field, he's been as good a jump ball receiver as there's been in this league. Now, there's certainly some good ones.
8th in the ACC at 70 yards a ball game. That's Robinson, his mate, in motion. Here's Burmeister, a little throwback, trying to get it to Thomas, and a sensational defensive play by Rigoni, Ryan Rigoni, a sophomore from Houston and a transfer from Arkansas State.
Yeah, Ryan Rigoni just completely reads this screen. See him at the top of the screen now, fights through the blocks, and is able to bring down Malachi Thomas. Seems like the game plan early on for Virginia Tech. Quarterback run, utilizing the screens, trying to take advantage of some of the aggressiveness of Miami, but this defense has done a nice job so far.
So here is Burmeister with Blackshear in the backfield with him.
A lot of guys hanging out around the line of scrimmage. Question, how many are they going to bring?
3rd down and 7. Blitz coming. Burmeister on the move. He'll keep it and be close to the 1st down. Got banged out of bounds by Gilbert Frierson and J.C. Price. Welcome to decisions.
Quickly trots the field goal team on the field. Kind of tried to goad him into telling us what he was going to do. See Braxton Burmeister banged up. He may prove. We'll see how he's doing. He's been banged up a lot this season, but we tried to ask him, how often are you going to go for it on 4th down? This obviously not one of those scenarios.
4th and 3. John Parker Romo's missed 4 times in 17 tries. This is 25 yards. And the kick from Romo is good. Hokies on the board following the Miami touchdown. Price's team marches the field, kicks a field goal to cut it to 4 in South Florida.
Frank, you're a big hurt. Why do you need Nugenix? After 40, a guy loses free testosterone. Even me. I couldn't stay in shape like I used to.
Frank.
Interesting then.
All the highlights, yes, all the analysis, and all the breakdown.
And
who knows? And no ties and rarely socks. End over end kick. And it will be run out by Restrepo. Xavier Restrepo, 20, coming near side. Here's Restrepo. A little bob and weave gets him to midfield. 49-yard return by Restrepo, Roddy, and here goes Miami again.
And look, if this Miami offense, where they've been at their best, it's been chunk plays down the field that have powered them. The deep throw from Tyler Van Dyke to Charleston Rambo, and then the touchdown. This may not count as a chunk play, but when you got a tight end wide open in the end zone, it goes on the reel. What Virginia Tech has to do is prevent that. Make Miami drive 10 plays over and over and over, because Rhett Lashley does such a good job of scheming guys open.
Look at this look. 1 to the boundary, 4 to the wide here for Van Dyke, who's perfect so far. And here is Rambo on another catch, his 3rd already of the ball game. And that'll take him for 5 yards, Taylor. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, Roddy, you're exactly right. That big completion from Van Dyke to Rambo that set up the touchdown. You feel like you want to bookmark that one. I talked with Tyler Van Dyke this week. He calls them spark plays. He said it's been a focus this week to get one early. Over the course of this season, when they have those early, they're able to start fast, capitalize on that momentum. That was a goal of theirs coming into this one. Feels like it might work again.
Well, maybe going too fast there, and a penalty on Miami.
False start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Zion Nelson, the left tackle, making his 31st start tonight. Still listed as a sophomore. Remember, you got to swing on the house.
Yeah, of course, everybody did. And look, to Taylor's point with the explosive plays, first drive last week against Florida State, 3 and out. 2nd drive, interception. Really wasn't able to get that offense going. Here's
Van Dyke, and just behind Mike Harley. Mike Harley comes into the ball game tonight, guys. Just a couple of catches behind Stacy Coley. He's 3rd all-time in receptions. Couple 3 to pass Coley. Then he's in line for Reggie Wayne, by the way, the all-time leader in receptions in Miami. Now, Harley introduced a senior here tonight out of Fort Lauderdale in the powerful St. Thomas Aquinas program. 3rd down, the full 10 for Van Dyke. Underneath, here's the Rooster. Knighton's first catch of the night and a 1st down. Boy, Dax Hollifield finally slowed down Jalen Knighton. 11 yards.
Well, another thing that Jalen Knighton has brought is a great receiver out of the backfield, and they utilize him so well, both down the field and there. Just a little angle route. He sticks the linebacker out, comes underneath, easy completion, easy 1st down.
Another throw. Harley the catch that time. Pulls it in at the 25 and a 1st down. Shamari Connor, the nickel, was there in coverage for the Hokies.
Let's take a look at this. First off, it's a good job on the RPO. Secondly, I'm going to take a look at this hit. I don't know, Wes. I think you stop this one and look at targeting. I mean, that's a defenseless player. You got forcible contact to the head.
And there's the whistle, Roddy.
Wasn't stopped.
There's the head linesman with the whistle. Buzz down.
Completion for a first down. The previous play is under further review.
Tay Daly is the guy you're talking about here, I think.
Be a big loss for Virginia Tech.
So 3.5 to go, and Rhett Lashley and his group are going to huddle during the break here.
I think letter of the law, that's targeting. He's a defenseless player. He lowers that shoulder and makes forcible contact to the head or neck area. Remember, that's all you need for a defenseless player.
Ooh, wow.
So we'll see, these different views. You have to confirm all aspects of the target. I don't think there's any question. The contact is first to the helmet. It's forcible. He's lowering of the helmet, or lowering of the shoulder to get there.
Second time you and I've had this discussion today about letter of the law and targeting. We saw it in the Virginia Pitt game with Servassier Dennis.
Well, that was a different one. Don't get me started on that one.
Okay.
I mean, look, Servassier. Okay, it's a different game. Servassier Dennis, to me, was shoved with the hands, and I get letter of the law, but that one was pretty weak. This one seems to be much more cut and dry. You got a receiver going to the ground. These are the hits that you're trying to take out of the game. I thought the Servassier Dennis one was a little more. That one was a little less
marginal.
harmful.
Would you say?
Much more marginal. I think this one's pretty clear, unless they determine that it's not forcible contact or that there's not an indicator of targeting. When you lower the shoulder like that into the helmet, I think you're going to get one.
And it looked like Connor was on the way to making the play. And Daly could have held up here. One could argue.
And here's the judgment part of it. In the judgment of the replay official, is this a situation where the first contact was to the shoulder pad and then it came to the helmet? I don't know. We're about to find out.
After further review, it was determined there was targeting, personal foul targeting, number 17 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down. Number 17 has been disqualified for the remainder of the game.
Well, Tay Daly, who came over from Vanderbilt, 3 career interceptions for the Commodores, has 59 tackles and is coming off a 10-tackle game against Duke last week, is done for the night here in quarter 1.
Yeah, he is. And look, the coaching point there is lay off on the hit when the guy's going down. He's clearly going to the ground. It's unfortunate for this Virginia Tech defense.
Van Dyke after the penalty, going to flip it for Rambo. Did he get a foot down? Didn't hang on. If he did, incomplete.
That is going to be a battle all night long, because when Miami gets one-on-one with Charleston Rambo, they love to go to it. Jermaine Waller, though, just fights the ball out. The ball's in Rambo's hands. Waller does a good job of raking it out.
So now, 2nd and 10 from the 13.
And you've got Will Mallory split out by himself up here to the top.
Van Dyke, quick throw, trying to get it to Knight. He couldn't hang on. Boy, Tisdale right there, and Amari Barno was chasing Van Dyke for the Hokies.
He tried to clear out with Will Mallory, slip a little screen out to Jalen Knighton, but Alan Tisdale all over it. Sets up another 3rd and long. The earlier 3rd and long, they go to Jalen Knighton out of the backfield on a little angle route. Got Mallory and Rambo look like they're going to be on the same side of the formation at the top of the screen. Both of those guys up here, those are the go-to receivers.
Snap to Van Dyke. Hokies only bringing 3. Van Dyke to the right, and a throw. There's Mallory the catch. He'll spin inside the 3. 1st and goal. Waller the play for Virginia Tech. What poise number 9 has, Roddy?
Yeah, well, look. They're going fast now, but Virginia Tech had this thing covered.
There's Knight trying to get to the edge, and he's taken down. We had a flag across the way in the end zone in a matchup between Waller and Restrepo.
Offside. Defense, number 2. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Look at this. So here's the route combination. You get a post and a curl, and Will Mallory just floats out. They've got it covered. Alan Tisdale puts his eyes in the backfield, loses track of Mallory, who's wide open there on the sideline. Tyler Van Dyke wisely floats out of the pocket, delivers the ball down the field. The poise on that one was really impressive.
Yep. High formation now. 1st and goal after the penalty. Here's Knight, left side. touchdown for the Hurricanes. Jalen Knight, his 6th rushing score of the year.
And the big thing on this, 2 3rd and 10 conversions for Miami. It's nice blocking up front, gets a lead block, plunges into the end zone. Jalen Knight has been the everything back since the injuries to Cameron Harris, and obviously Don Chaney got hurt early on in the year. So since his return, it's been all Jalen Knight puts the ball in the end zone.
Well, Restrepo's 49-yard kick return put him at midfield. 8 plays later, Knight the score. And Borregales makes it a 14-3 lead and a marker down on the play. Looked like Hollifield might have run into the kicker.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Defense, number 4. The try is good. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
So with 2:42 to go, Dax Hollifield not happy.
No, he's certainly not. I would say he has reason to not be incredibly happy. Some embellishment, but let's talk about Jalen Knighton and the difference that he's made since he's joined this Miami team, since he's come back, suspended the first 4 games. But chunk plays are what it's been all about. The ability to take a little crease against Pittsburgh, get up the field, and show the speed down the field. He's done it in the pass game as well. That one against NC State, this one against North Carolina. His ability to make them explosive from the running back position is something that they thought they would have at the beginning of the year with he and Don Chaney. And not that Cameron Harris didn't have some of that, but those 2 guys are different. Chaney hurt early, Knighton suspended early. His return to this lineup has helped them be more explosive, which has helped out Tyler Van Dyke.
Well, Van Dyke, by the way, 7 of his first 10 for 97 yards. Knighton gives him the 2nd touchdown. And from midfield, Borregales top spins one through the end zone.
I like the idea from Borregales of squibbing it so they can't fair catch it, but you can't do it that hard. You got to, a little more dribble to it.
Well, there's some would say you try to kick it off somebody, right? Don't you try and aim it at somebody and make it a live football?
I just figured you want them to return it so you can run down there and tackle them before they get to the 25 and get advantageous field position. But well, I guess so. Maybe you're aiming it at somebody.
Here's Braxton Burmeister. We'll keep an eye to see. Remember now they alternated Burmeister and Blumrick at the quarterback spot in their 2nd possession. Here's Braxton, quarterback sweep to the boundary side, and he will reach, I think, past the 25. Raheem Blackshear, the running back, with a very nice block on the edge to free his quarterback for about 6 or 7.
Yeah, Luke Tenuta was out there, the big offensive tackle, Caleb Smith, the receiver, all throwing nice blocks.
Here's Burmeister, quarterback draw all the way. He will slide right around the 40-yard line, and that's another first down. Right. Brad Cornelson, the offensive coordinator, has found something here, Roddy.
Yeah, with the quarterback run, and really with taking advantage of the aggressiveness of the defensive tackles in particular of Miami. Jordan Miller, Jared Harrison Hunt in right now as Connor Blumrick comes in. And if you're Miami, you're thinking quarterback run all the way. If he's going to beat you, you got to make him beat you over the top with his arm.
They are 7 for 65 combined, Blumrick and Burmeister. And that handoff for Keyshawn King goes nowhere. In fact, it loses a couple back toward the 38 at Virginia Tech's into the field. As we count down the final minute and change of this opening period. Caleb Smith is going to join a group that features Robinson and Turner for Blumrick over here to the wide side of the field.
I don't wonder when you're going to see a pass from Blumrick.
Right. We'll keep it here on the left side. Follow the block on the perimeter and get toward the 44. DJ Ivey, played in the South Dade High School program, makes the stop. So 2nd and the 3rd. That's 7, Roddy. Braxton Burmeister will come back in for the 3rd down snap.
So the things that Virginia Tech has gone to on 3rd down, the screen has been one of the big ones. Tried to set it up a couple of times. Doubt they go to it here, although Miami showing again a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage.
And Smith in motion. Burmeister going to fire and caught by Turner. It will be short of the first down. Trey Turner was wrestled to the ground by Corey Couch at the 46.5-yard line.
Offense, number 70. That penalty is declined. Result of the play. 4th down.
Parker Clements. Now, a little bit of a switch in the offensive line tonight for Virginia Tech that brings Clements to right tackle.
Yeah, there he is. Silas Janzi had to move to left guard because Lacita Smith out. Just slams down when DeAndre Johnson was coming around the edge. But the shuffle is real. Clements has played a lot at that right tackle spot this year, but gets flagged there.
5 plays and a punt coming for the Hokies. And Peter Moore out. Jacoby George, who had a season-best 28-yarder in his first one tonight, surpasses a 22 he had at Chapel Hill against Carolina. In other words, Jacoby George likes seeing us. There's the snap from Oscar Shadley. And George going to let that hit, and it will hop into the end zone. And that will be the final play of this first period. Well, Miami Gardens in particular, ACC Network Primetime, presented for you by Geico. Second quarter to come now from Hard Rock. Miami 14, Virginia Tech 3. Great to beat with Roddy Jones and Taylor Davis. Adam Coppinger, our producer. Nick Young, our director. We go to quarter 2 with Tyler Van Dyke and the Canes from their 25, and not a lot there for Thaddeus Franklin on the first snap of the ball game, or the quarter, I should say. Franklin had 8 for 91 on the campaign, most of it against Central Connecticut State.
The interesting thing with the running back position at Miami right now is it's really been Jalen Knighton. I mean, this guy had 32 carries a few weeks ago against Georgia Tech. And at 190 pounds, really, it doesn't matter what your stature is. You want another guy to split that load.
2nd and 10. Here's Van Dyke looking to throw. Big shot downfield. Caught in stride. Jacoby George across midfield to the Virginia Tech 48-yard line on a 32-yard throw. Dorian Strong, the tackle.
It's just a post route. He does a nice job with Jermaine Waller, who has inside leverage, making him flip his hips to the outside, cutting back in and creating separation against number 2.
Here goes the tempo again. Van Dyke going to sail another one into double coverage, and a lot of contact will bring a flag. Harley was the intended receiver. Take your pick. Nasir Peoples and also Shamari Connor were there defending for Virginia Tech.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Let's take a look at the pass interference down the field. Tyler Van Dyke actually has George open on the right side, but Connor had his hands all over him. Peoples comes in late, knocks him down.
5 penalties, Roddy. 46 yards now on Virginia Tech in this opening half.
Yeah, Justin Hamilton's defensive unit is on their heels. I mean, Miami's ability to get chunk plays on the first drive, convert 3rd downs on that last drive, and now in only a matter of a few plays, because of a chunk play, they're well in Virginia Tech territory.
Van Dyke, quick throw on the perimeter. Here's Rambo work again. Charleston inside the 20. Toward the 17, Jordan Williams, playing that last year at Virginia Tech after playing most of his career at Clemson the stop. 16-yard throw. Van Dyke's having a whale of a night, by the way, at least early.
It certainly is. Look, this is one of those formations that's sort of unique to Miami. Well, they're getting out of it now. They had 3 players to the boundary, had a lot of space open to the field. Now they've got 2x2 with stacks on both sides.
And Franklin in the backfield. And here is Van Dyke keeping, and I think he slipped trying to turn the corner before Connor hit him.
I don't love Tyler Van Dyke running the football.
I don't think Tyler's a big fan either. Based on the hobble, right?
Certainly not after the hit that he took. But I mean, after Tyler Van Dyke, they have no depth in that quarterback room.
I mean, they like Ryan Rizek, but Jake Garcia, who was competing with Van Dyke as the backup, is injured. He's not playing.
Right. I mean, there's a couple of positions that Miami can ill afford to lose a player, quarterback being the primary one.
This is technically their second. Here's Van Dyke going to flip it in the flat. And to work goes Brashard Smith toward the pylon, and he is ruled out at the 1 on the people's hit. Perfect timing, Roddy.
Yeah, I love the cross action in the backfield. Frees up Brashard Smith out there in the flat. And again, Rhett Ashley has just been all over this Virginia Tech defense, keeping the pressure on.
Sure has. First and goal now for the Canes. Here's Knighton, and boy, got hit right at the point of attack. Keyshawn Artist, the sophomore from Chesapeake, banged in there. Lost it at least a yard. So very quickly, second and goal after a loss of at least 2. There's a look at big Artist, 240 pounds on a 6-foot frame from Oscar Smith over in the Chesapeake area, Virginia. Here's Knight, and trying to break away. Gets to a stack, and they push him into the end zone. Are they going to call it short? No, it's a touchdown here on the near side for Jalen Knight. The official scurrying from the top of your screen wasn't so sure. It took the official on the near side, Roddy, to rule for the score.
Check out the strength by Jalen Knight. Jordan Williams has him wrapped up. The core strength, the leg strength, not only to be able to get off of that tackle, but to hold himself up when he's contacted the second time, to allow himself to be pushed into the end zone by his teammates. Jalen Knighton showing that, hey, 190 pounds, maybe 190 pounds of pure strength and muscle.
3-yard touchdown run for Knight. 7th of the year, his second tonight. Borregales to make it 3 for 3 touchdowns to possessions for Miami. And the try is good. My goodness, what a start for Manny Diaz's team. Winners of 3 of their last 4, trying to get to 6 tonight.
$5 for the best.
Hall of Fame had their own campus ceremonies for one of the finest linebackers in Miami history, Dan Morgan, who was a real problem in the late 90s and early 2000s. Honored here now in the front office of the Carolina Panthers, and he's with Taylor Davis.
Thank you very much for that introduction. They just called you a real problem back in your playing days, which I know as a linebacker is definitely a compliment. All right, we were talking before. You said you don't get to come back here as much as you'd like, given your new role with the Carolina Panthers. What's it feel like to be back?
It's great to be back. You know, to get the reception that I got here from the fans, it was awesome. Just a great moment. I'm able to spend it with my family, with my son, with my parents. So just a really cool experience.
Now, you're already in the Miami Sports Hall of Fame, but what does it mean to you to be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's a really unique thing, and, you know, I'm the type of person, like, I really go back to my teammates. You know, it's about my teammates, and, you know, without them, none of this would be possible. Had such a great time, and just all the hard work and dedication, you know, that we put in, it just, you know, that's what it's all about.
An incredible NFL career. You are now an assistant GM for the Carolina Panthers. How did your time at Miami prepare you for all you've accomplished since?
Well, you know, competition's the biggest thing at Miami, and, you know, no matter who you go against, every day you're going against an NFL caliber prospect. So obviously that helps you prepare for, you know, not only the NFL, but just for life. You know, you got to be on it every day. You got to compete. You got to be resilient, you know, and that's what we're about here at Miami. We're about competition, and, you know, that's what life's about. So Miami's one of a kind.
Well, a well-deserved honor. Congratulations, and go enjoy the game.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right, Taylor, thank you. Dan Morgan had 25 tackles in the Super Bowl for the Carolina Panthers against the New England Patriots. That has absolutely nothing to do with him going to the National Football Foundation Hall of Fame. But you think about the biggest game in the Western Hemisphere, think about that. Yeah. Ground ball, incomplete. Blumrick on the way to Trey Turner. Dan Morgan now. This is, Roddy, this is 2000. He was the unanimous All-America, first team All-Big East, Defensive Player of the Year in the Big East. He won the Butkus, the Nagurski, and the Bednarik.
An incredible career, an incredible player, one of a litany of great players on those Miami teams of the early 2000s.
Here is Blumrick on the keep. They got Miami blocked, and Connor Blumrick finds his way on the weave for the first down. Trey Smith playing at that weak side linebacker spot shoves him out of bounds.
Yeah, watch the blocks, the teamwork by Tenuta and Gallo out there on the edge to seal it off. And then Blumrick able to get up the field. You just wonder if you're Virginia Tech on offense, when is Blumrick going to throw the ball down the field now, try and hit one of these chunk plays that have evaded them so far?
Burmeister back in the ball game. He'll take the shotgun snap. Here comes the pressure. The throw is too high for Tavion Robinson. Julius was the guy in motion a moment ago at the tight end spot, trying to set the perimeter edge for him.
Well, you had the last two throws were basically to the same part of the field. Conor Blumrick threw a ground ball. Then you got Braxton Burmeister airmailing it into, you know, the third row almost. So maybe they are better off just running the quarterback.
Well, you saw J.C. Price with his arms folded. Here's a throw, and Robinson a leaping catch at the Miami 40, and into Hurricane territory goes Tavion Robinson. Sophomore from Virginia Beach. This is some kind of catch now.
It absolutely is. It's a good delivery too. A little bit up. Tavion Robinson goes and gets it. Able to get the first down.
Malachi Thomas gets about 6 on first down too. On the run for the freshman. So second down and maybe 5 coming up here. It's been all Miami. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns.
And with the way Miami's moving the football, Virginia Tech needs touchdowns.
Yep.
Not only do you need points out of the drive, you got to put it in the end zone.
That's right. Burmeister stays on the field here for the second down shot. Thought about it, pauses, steps out of the tackle, cuts back, first down. Braxton Burmeister gives the Hokies first and goal at the 8. Boy, took a big lick on the back end from Marcus Clark.
Yes, he did. But his ability to escape was impressive. You got man-to-man on the back end, a little bit of a blitz to get out of the tackle of Jafari Harvey. Got a little bit of help. It was a little bit of a block thrown by Avante Williams, who missed the tackle, threw a block on a guy coming from defensive line level, and Burmeister did make a big play.
Blumrick's come back in the ball game. Thomas stays with it. Here's Blumrick rolling right, and he will throw it out of bounds under the pressure of Smith. So there's your pass from Connor Blumrick you've wondered about.
We've gotten a couple, and neither one has inspired confidence. So, the question: how do you manufacture offense down here now with second and goal from the 8? Do you go back to the run with Blumrick? Do you go back to some of that inside run game, reading those defensive tackles?
Here's Blumrick trying to find a seam. He'll push down to maybe the 6.
Now you're going to get Braxton Burmeister back in the football game.
Right.
And I think if you're Virginia Tech, you get it down inside, you can get a few yards here, get 3 yards, get down inside the 3 to the 2, then it's 4 down territory. But if not, you're probably taking a field goal, so you just want positive yardage.
11th play of the drive. Kane's coming on the pressure. Throw for Turner in the end zone. Did he hang on to it? He did. What a catch by Trey Turner. What a catch.
This is absolutely incredible. Pins it against his leg. Look, he's got to, the ground cannot assist him in making the catch. I'm not sure he had control in bounds, to be completely honest, Wes. It's certainly going to be reviewed.
It's called a touchdown on the field for Turner. He spent a day and a half getting here, and he's got the gold star player of the game so far.
Yeah, he absolutely does. Go ahead and get on the text thread, the wide receiver U thing, the exclusive club that decides it.
Are you saying this is not WRU?
Well, this is a great catch. Let's see if he maintains control. I don't know if he ever establishes control before he hits out of bounds.
But Roddy, what do you see? Is there indisputable video evidence?
Well, the ball hits I don't know if you can consider the ball resting in his lap when it's kind of pinned as he's falling. I don't know if that's control. Okay. The question is indisputable video evidence for it to overturn. For it to be overturned. It's certainly moving as he's falling out of bounds, but if nothing's touched out of bounds, then he's good.
Brian Perry, the head linesman, is watching it.
Yeah.
And calls the touchdown.
I think it stands. I think it ends up standing because there isn't indisputable video evidence to overturn it.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a heck of a catch, man. It's a heck of a catch.
And as Taylor told us, he spent a day and a half getting here.
That's incredible.
He deserves to have something, right?
All states that he covered. Or if he stopped, you know, in Jacksonville, Brunswick. You know the route better than I do.
This is some kind of catch by Trey Turner.
It's incredible.
And we saw the bicycle kick catch against Richmond on the back line.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Yeah, and it's a good call by you. Not enough to overturn it there, certainly, even though, and look, this is a testament to our camera crew. Our camera crew made it tough on him because we've got every shot. J.C. Price has got to be fired up with his crew because you're able to get a big play when you needed it. On a third down, you throw a fade ball to your excellent jump ball receiver, one of the best in the conference. There's nobody better, certainly, than Trey Turner.
So here's John Parker Romo to add the point to try and cut into the deficit. And he does. Well, Trey Turner left after practice on Wednesday and makes a heck of a play on a Saturday night for J.C. Price.
All right, here we go. Miller in motion. Wait, is that a baby on the field?
It looks like it, Craig.
And the defensive linemen are playing peekaboo. I've never seen anything like that before.
Harris now appears to be burping the baby.
That's a great moment right there.
Ref going to the rule book here.
Well, wait a minute. Harris is off to the races.
We don't need any more trick plays.
Touchdown!
But we could all use more ways to save.
Are you kidding me?
It's going to be a long bus ride home for the defense.
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
Yes. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, Jared, I'm going to need you to stay a little later tonight. You know, some overtime on your overtime. Did you bring dinner? Because I did.
Welcome back to Hard Rock Stadium. Virginia Tech gaining some momentum right before the break. And for interim head coach J.C. Price, handling that emotion as a head coach is something he's tasked with here tonight. I've been watching him on the sideline, keeping his composure for the most part. But, guys, he just couldn't help himself after that last drive. Some fist bumps, some excitement. Look, he told us this week, as a defensive line coach, you wear your emotion on your sleeve. You show that passion and you play with it. Now, as a head coach, he's trying to remain even keel, but he had to let it go that time. I don't blame him.
Well, and, you know, he's already had to make a couple decisions. Here is Romo to kick it away. Restrepo and Smith are deep. There'll be no return by Miami. So the Canes, who were 3 for 3 touchdowns to possessions. But when you get to know J.C. Price, you get to know a guy who was a part of the very first lunch pail defense that Bud Foster started. In fact, that's the original lunch pail in its first year after they beat Texas in the Sugar Bowl, Roddy.
Yeah, he was telling us that, hey, that was a loaded Texas team. The BMW backfield that included Ricky Williams. He said they were really good. He said, yeah, they were really good, but not that night. We were better that night. Guy that bleeds.
Yep.
Virginia Tech and absolutely loves this institution.
I thought it was interesting this week, too. He talked about his conversations with Frank Beamer, of course, who he played for and served as a GA. Here's Van Dyke on first down. Trying to load and throw again for Smith in stride. Brashard Smith will house it.
Van Dyke once again making Virginia Tech pay. Bad eyes in the backfield. Brashard Smith started out lined up next to Tyler Van Dyke. Ends up in the end zone.
In 10 seconds, Tyler Van Dyke swipes momentum from Virginia Tech.
Look, it has been an absolute offensive onslaught from this Miami team. Rhett Lashley has been all over.
Wow. 16 touchdowns in the last 4.5 games now for Van Dyke, Roddy.
He's been absolutely fantastic. Brashard Smith.
Hold up, Subway logo? Wait, I'm out of time.
The Solo Stove Bonfire is the hottest new reason to get outside.
ACC Network, your home for men's basketball. Double dip coming for you Monday night. Georgia Tech starts things off at 7, hosting Charleston Southern at McCamish Pavilion. Then at 9, we'll take you to Cameron Indoor Stadium where number 7 Duke. And Mike Krzyzewski hosts the Citadel right here on ACC Network, the ESPN app. One app and one tap. And the Hokies, there was looked like he called for a fair catch, so that's why the whistle blew when Keyshawn King started north.
All right, so you get Charleston Rambo on a post. Brashard Smith is right here. He's just going to run a little go route out of the backfield. Tyler Van Dyke, a little flash fake. And look here, Tyler Van Dyke knows he's throwing the football because, Wes, if I'm even, I'm leaving. Ball is perfectly placed down the field. Brashard Smith runs right by 2 defenders. And it's a foot race to the end zone. And look, number 12's not going to lose that one. Brashard Smith, Jacoby George, part of that excellent recruiting class from a year ago, making a monster impact in this game.
4 possessions, 4 touchdowns, and they've had the ball less than 8 minutes in this first half. There's Julius, the tight end, or Nick Gallo, 86, the tight end, making his presence felt on the first down play of about 6 yards. If I'm even, I'm leaving.
Hey, look, I mean, it was never the case for me.
Right.
Fast people say it all the time.
They do. That is a fact. Coming up on 7 to play. Boy, Hill just gets a little steeper for Virginia Tech after the great catch by Turner. Here's a throw and another grab by Turner. A sensational catch inside the Miami 40, and he's shaken up on the play. 31 yards, Roddy.
This is an incredible catch, thrown in double coverage, and who comes down with it? It's the normal number 11. Today, he's number 25, one of the highest honors in the Virginia Tech program.
Well, we get a stoppage in play as they check on Turner.
Fuel your grind with Gatorade's proven formula. And the right blend of electrolytes to help you on your
big. Bigger fries, bigger drink. Just 80 cents more with any meal. Only at Zaxby's. And see Ghostbusters after.
Go. He's had this touchdown catch. It's remarkable. Then there's this, Roddy.
I didn't love the decision from Braxton Burmeister where Trey Turner makes him right by snagging it. Ball's thrown between 2 Miami defenders. And his receiver's the one that comes down with it. It's an excellent catch. Go put it on the text list too.
All right. Here is Conor Blumrick.
Get some WRU candidates out of this game.
Oh man. By the way, Keyshawn King in the backfield. They're going to try and sneak King here to the left side. Miami, there's Silvera, who's a handful anytime he plays.
Certainly is. When you talk to Manny Diaz about the improvement of this team, he really points to the play of the defensive tackles. He's done a nice job. Those 2 guys did a nice job. Really, that rotation done a nice job of being more stout against the run as you see Trey Turner leaving the field.
Now remember, Turner has an upper respiratory condition that prevented him from flying. That's why the whole drive occurred. And you wonder if he had the wind knocked out. What did that do? Here's Tavion Robinson, who thought about the throw and then was taken out of bounds. And looked like for a moment Miami might have had him around the top of the jersey.
Yeah, this play looked like it was doomed a couple of times. Tavion Robinson gets around. He's definitely going to throw the ball. And not a horse collar tackle, kind of grabbed the neck and brought him down. So didn't grab the shoulder pads to the back of the jersey, so no flag, a good call, sets up a 3rd and long.
All right, Nestor Jade Silvera might have blown up Tavion Robinson's pass attempt too, by the way.
Yeah, it was well covered down the field too.
The check Blackshear out wide with the top of your screen. This is 3rd and a dozen. Burmeister Burmeister spins in. What another leaping catch for the first down. And that's Jalen Jones, a freshman from Richmond, playing in his 3rd game this year. This is some kind of catch of 15 yards.
It's a great catch from a freshman coming over the middle. Not only does he go up and catch it, but he holds on to it through the contact. That's his first catch of the season.
Yeah.
Talk about doing it the hard way.
Boy, Gilbert Frierson hammered him too on the back end.
But these receivers have helped out Braxton Burmeister a ton on this drive.
Burmeister, another one. Underneath that time to about the 20-yard line, and they throw Blackshear back to the pile. Does Amari Carter. 5 tackling 5 in the game.
It's actually Tavion Robinson.
Excuse me.
The ball came out after the whistle had blown for forward progress. Blackshear ended up with it, and Virginia Tech a little bit of momentum on the last two drives offensively.
Remember that J.C. Price was the D-line coach, so Brad Cornelson and Justin Hamilton still respected coordinators. Here's a little throw, and overthrown was the tight end Gallo. Burmeister had him, and Roddy threw it too high.
Yeah, it's man-to-man coverage across the board. You see it right there. There's your man-to-man coverage, and it's going to be man coverage on the outside too. Gallo just pauses and goes up the sideline. Braxton Burmeister gets outside the pocket. That puts pressure on the defender. Defender commits. You got to make that throw. Those are the layups.
Only the 2nd incompletion for Burmeister, who's 13 of 15 tonight in the first half. 3rd and 5 for the Hokies. Burmeister going to keep it. And boy, what a nice open field tackle that is from Corey Flagg. The Hurricanes' leading tackler makes an important stop there, and it'll be 4th down.
Braxton Burmeister's been slow to get up a couple of times as the rain starts to come down once again. This Miami defense, and Corey Flagg's done a nice job this season steadying that Mike linebacker position, a position that was really a struggle for Miami a year ago. Both linebacker spots, he and Wayman Steed have done a nice job.
So this is going to be a 36, almost 37-yard field goal from John Parker Romo, who hit earlier tonight from 25. And the kick is just inside the right upright for Romo. So with 3.5 to go here in this first half, Romo kicks a 36-yarder. Virginia Tech back on the board, but still trailing about 15. And Roddy, time to check in with sideline meteorologist Tyler Davis.
Well, good timing, because it is officially raining the hardest it has all game. But guys, the weird thing about this weather conditioning, I guess the challenging thing about this weather, is the inconsistency of it. All game, it will start pouring and then it'll completely stop. I'm noticing these teams are having to adjust game plan on the fly depending on what the weather is doing. There's really no way to adjust. And also the field, a lot of guys are starting to say they're struggling to get good grip. And then when the rain stops, it's a little sticky. So I actually think the inconsistency of this is making it tougher.
Well,
welcome to South Florida a little bit. The South Floridians have told us this is pretty par for the course.
There'll be no return here by the Canes. So they'll start from their 25, and what a night it's been for Tyler Van Dimes.
I love it. Down the field, going to Charleston Rambo. And the thing is, when he's had guys open, he's hit them. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Some of the throws he's made have been absolutely perfect. But Brett Lashley's done an excellent job of scheming up guys open. You saw the Will Mallory one right there. Brashard Smith on the long touchdown, the one-play drive on the last drive. This has been an explosive offense, and Virginia Tech is kind of living the nightmare of allowing Miami to be explosive on offense.
So they bring Knight, and they'll put him in the right pocket of Van Dyke. First down carry is Jalen Knight, and he'll get 3 to the 28 as the rain keeps falling on the artist tackle. Here's the thing about Tyler Van Dyke, and Manny Diaz, I thought the compliment paid was this, when he said he makes it look a lot easier than it really is. But when I asked him what didn't he know about Tyler Van Dyke, he said, well, we probably didn't understand how much boxing he could play with.
Yeah, because as he said, you just don't know until a guy's out there. You know, he's more of a quiet guy, as most freshmen are. but his ability to not only...
Jermaine Waller almost had his 5th pick of the year and his 2nd touchdown.
Well, on the other side, Braxton Burmeister just missed a layup. This one's a layup too. I mean, this is every pre-game drill, every starting drill in practice, breaking back to the ball, catching the football.
It's eerily similar to the one he ran back 26 yards against Notre Dame.
Yeah, it really was. Except for that it went through his hands.
Correct. Knight cannot turn the corner that time. Artis again. Boy, Artis has shown up big here, Roddy. Came into the ball game with just 13 tackles on the year, 18 in his career.
Yeah, number 15 right there. He's going to come right through the line. He's going to read exactly what Miami wants to do and make the tackle in the backfield. Virginia Tech's got a lot of time now. Miami gets the ball first in the second half. Timeout called now, so Virginia Tech with an opportunity to shrink this lead. Now, Mother Nature certainly has made it more difficult for them, but still an opportunity.
So it's a So don't forget, coming up at the break, the PNC Bank halftime report. Jordan Cornette, Eric McElwain, E.J. Manuel, Coach Rick. Pittsburgh, congratulations to Pat Narduzzi and his team clinching the Coastal, and Clemson, Rocky.
I'll tell you what, Clemson's offense today was as good as it's been all year, especially with their ability to run the football. And we talked all week, the difference was going to be, or the key was going to be, can Wake block Clemson up front? And we got that answer early. Clemson had 5 sacks in the first quarter.
First time we've seen Lou Hedley, the Aussie, a semifinalist for the Ray Guy Award. And they punted away. A flag will come out on this. Tavion Robinson was moving into position to field the kick when Corey Couch tackled him, and that'll be a flag on Miami for kick-catch interference.
He got there like a half second too soon.
Kick-catch interference, kicking team, number 23, 15-yard penalty, first down.
He almost times this up perfectly, but just before the ball gets there, he contacts Tavion Robinson.
Sound like a guy that might have run down there once or twice.
No. That was the one special team I was never on. Punt team. I wasn't anywhere near that. All the other 3 I was on. That one kept me on the sideline.
All right, here's Conor Blumrick. Virginia Tech operating with 2 timeouts and under 3 to go. And Blumrick going to keep. And he got knocked down on the play.
With the weather conditions and the way Braxton Burmeister's been banged up a couple of times, I would not be surprised if this is Connor Blumrick's drive and you're just going to say, hey, look, we got to do this. We got to do this one on the ground. Tavion Robinson, we've not seen return to the game. It is pouring out there.
Here's Blumrick on the keeper, and he'll be a yard shy of the first down at the 46. Man, it's coming now.
Yep, it absolutely is.
And by the way, sir, you're going to need a bag of rice for that phone if you're not careful. You expect that to work. Here's Blumrick. He'll get the first down as we go inside of 2 minutes.
All right, so what's the adjustment that Miami makes while Blumrick's in the game? Got absolute torrential downpour. You've got a wet ball.
Burmeister in traffic and will be sacked. Rigoni back there again, Roddy. It's been kind of like a delayed blitz. And that time Ryan Rigoni just read the play.
Yeah, he did. And I think the question needs to be asked, if you're Virginia Tech, things were going so well with Blumrick in the game, at least continue to do that a little bit longer. It almost becomes predictable when you put Braxton Burmeister in the football game. You saw Rigoni come off the edge, though. You were right. I think he was reading what was going on in the backfield, the action, and when he saw the opening, he took off.
He's got a tackle for loss and a sack in this first half.
I believe
you're
correct. Yeah, I believe you're correct.
Jess Simpson.
And the reason that I think you question going to the pass there for Virginia Tech is with the rain and the weather the way it is, you're just looking for positive plays, or at least not negative plays.
Correct.
Because now you have to throw the football in order to get this back. You know, you're really counting on, in this weather, being able to throw the ball down the field.
So now 2nd and 18. Burmeister with Blackshear in the backfield. And now Miami just cutting it loose, and Burmeister flips it, and here's Raheem Blackshear. And he'll be tackled in or pushed out of bounds into the Miami bench area. No flag there, and the clock stops for 3rd down. Chase Smith is the guy that helped him out of bounds. Freshman from Palm Bay, Florida, who's looks like might have been shaken up on the play a little bit.
It's a really nice play, though, by Burmeister to evade pressure and double to his running back.
Dooley is the tight end in motion, 89 then.
So it looked like you were going to get a corner blitz from Marcus Clark down here. Now he's going to play off.
Burmeister still looking and will throw it out of bounds. And he got hit by Couch.
He has been beat up tonight.
Yep. But Roddy, that's kind of the story of his season, isn't it?
It's a really good point. I mean, he's had to run the ball so much. He's been banged up a ton. That was one of those situations on the check with me where after the initial clap where Miami looked like they were going to show pressure, they end up dropping 8. You try and roll out, restricts the field, and there's nowhere to go with the football.
Right. Here's Moore to punt it away. George stands at the 10 and will let it go, and it well into the end zone. So knowing Miami gets the ball to start the 2nd half and 71 seconds left, how aggressive do you think that brain trust wants to be here?
100% aggressive. I mean, the way the offense has performed, the weather, maybe Mother Nature is a little bit of a Miami fan right now because the weather has lightened up for Miami getting the football.
Wait a second.
You've got 3 timeouts.
We're up here dry as a bone. You're calling Taylor may be the one to confirm whether or not it's actually let up or not.
Well, I mean, we can see it. I mean, I can see it's not raining as hard. It's still wet.
Yeah.
Can't confirm that.
Yeah. Heck of a performance though for Van Dyke in this first half. No two ways about that. 11 of 15, 235 and 2 touchdowns.
Manny Diaz is going to be content to take it to the locker room. And you know what? Maybe that play that Jermaine Waller missed a second ago, maybe that looms large in the head of Manny Diaz. Your quarterback, you just saw a ball go through the hands of a defensive back. That can scare a head coach away from punching the gas. You got 3 timeouts, 71 seconds. I thought, you know, why not at least try and pop a run?
Hey, Virginia Tech's going to have the ball 10 more minutes than Miami in this first half and be trailing by 15 points.
It's not about how long you have the ball. We don't keep score with that. We keep score how many times we put it in the end zone. Miami's done it quickly.
And that'll do it. That'll take the teams to the locker room here at Hard Rock. Well, the Canes scored 4 touchdowns in their first 5 possessions. And Tyler Van Dyke, sensational in the opening 30 minutes of play. Winner gets bowl eligibility. J.C. Price brings this football team that he was tasked with. Roddy, it's a lot of passing and some rushing for Virginia Tech, principally the quarterback run.
Yeah, it has been. We've seen a mixture of Braxton Burmeister and Connor Blumrick. The rush yards for Miami, though, -3 in that first half. But look, let's be honest, the running has been an afterthought to what they've been able to do down the field.
Boy, Tyler Van Dyke will get the ball first here in the second half. Has been tremendous for Manny Diaz and offensive coordinator Rhett last year. I think Restrepo wants a crack at this and takes it from the goal line. Xavier turns the corner and he will get toward the 25, and that's where Miami sets up shop, Taylor.
Well, guys, I spoke with interim head coach J.C. Price coming out of the locker room at halftime. I asked him his takeaways from the first half, and they were all defensive. He said Braxton Burmeister is finding his rhythm. We want to continue that, but defensively, we have to tackle, especially on these Miami chunk plays. He said we're giving them momentum. He also said we have to eliminate missed assignments. There's been several of those. Now, guys, I did ask for an update on wide receiver Trey Turner. He said he is fine. They x-rayed him. All is well, but he did say they will be precautious. He didn't say his availability for the second half, but he reiterated we will be precautious.
All right, thank you. And here is Jalen Knighton on first down for a yard. Just kind of into a scrum, to be honest with you, on the first snap. Trey Turner had a sensational touchdown catch and then had an upper body injury of some sort on another great catch later in the half.
Yeah, and you know, that goes back a few games, that upper body injury that had them concerned about a bubble that was in his upper respiratory area that needed to dissipate. So anytime you have one of those hard hits after hitting the ground, you certainly are going to be precautious.
Here's Van Dyke flipping it to Knight, a little flat pass, and this will be close to a first down and should be a first down. Shamari Connor knocked him over.
Dax Hollifield had an opportunity at Jalen Knighton, and because of the rain that we've seen, looks like it's made it a pretty slippery track. We've seen a number of players slipping earlier in the game, and the rain's still coming down lightly, but enough to keep the grass wet.
Yep. So here is Van Dyke and the Canes with a fresh set of downs just inside their own 35. Quick throw, the catch is Rambo, who got off to a flurry early. Big 39-yard catch set up the first score. Connor again the stop for the Hokies.
If you're Virginia Tech, the adjustment in the second half, J.C. Price mentioned tackling to Taylor, but if I'm the defensive staff, you're forcing Miami to throw underneath passes and to beat you running the football. No more of these chunk plays over your head.
Throwing the flat, this is Mike Harley, and he got taken down by Waller. Roddy, this is a heck of a play by a guy who has had a really good season for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, he has. Jermaine Waller has been one of the top defensive backs, one of the top corners in the conference, defeats the block of Charleston Rambo, is able to tackle Mike Harley, and it's coming down.
Yep, the rain has resumed here on this opening possession.
Here we were before the game thinking we might avoid it.
Yeah. Pocket weather, people. Van Dyke, under duress, cuts it loose. I think Rambo was the intended target, but goodness. Jalen Griffin, the defensive end from Rome, was in the neighborhood pressuring Van Dyke here.
Yeah, the pressure causes this one. You're going to see it come from the top of the screen. The three comes right through Norrell Pollard. And you got Griffin joining him there, but the pressure up the middle doesn't allow Tyler Van Dyke the time to throw the ball down the field.
They wrap up the football. Onto the field comes Clay James to snap it to Lou Hedlund. They're going to drive this one across the field from right to left. And it will be touched up around the 22-yard line. Miami kind of slapped at it in that neighborhood, and that's where Virginia Tech will go back to work. Just that's the third straight possession, Roddy. Miami, who had the 4 touchdowns to start the game, went punt and 2 snaps to end the first half, and now 5 plays and a punt here to start the second half. But the Hokies have to take advantage, and here's Burmeister.
And that's the key. The Hokies have to take advantage. They're dealing with the same adverse weather conditions that may have slowed this Miami offense some. But certainly that defense playing better, not allowing the chunk plays early in drives that we've seen when Miami's gotten going. Virginia Tech under center now.
Blackshear, the running back. Saw Caleb Smith come wide here to the near side. There's Robinson in motion. He'll get it on the sweep. Tavion looking for a seam around the edge, and he will pick up 6 to the 28. Marcus Clark got an arm in there. The freshman from Winter Park. He's one of a handful of guys. There was a number put out there today that Miami, Roddy, has played better than 2,000 snaps with true freshmen this year on the field.
Well, Well, it's been both the number of freshmen and the amount that they've played.
Burmeister in trouble. Ball loose. Miami's recovered it. Zach McLeod got in there to knock it away from Braxton Burmeister, and I think Marcus Clark has fallen on it.
Zach McLeod does such a good job here, not only defeating the block, but you see that second arm, that left arm come around. Once you secure, you punch at the football. Watch this left arm. Punches the ball, gets the ball out from Burmeister, and gives his team great field position. Talked about the defense for Virginia Tech stepping up. Offense had to capitalize. They're not able to do it. Now it's back on the defense to keep them in the football game.
Yep. Ball sits on the 20-yard line in Virginia Tech territory for Van Dyke. And
it's an all-weather turnover, Jim.
Clark puts the jewelry on. And the give to Knight. And he will hit about a 5-yard gain off the left side before the Hokies arrive. Jalen Knighton comes into the ball game tonight. It's just his 7th game. Nearly 500 yards of rushing, averaging about 82 yards a game. He's got 2 touchdowns tonight to give it 7 on the year.
He's got 2 mouthpieces too. You see the black one in and then the white one hanging. He's got a backup there.
Now you're going to have to tell me what that's about.
I got no idea. I mean, you can't use both of them. So
Tyler Davis, investigative reporter. Why does Jalen Knight have 2 mouthpieces? Here is Knight, and he will get down to about the 12, maybe the 13. Still going to be about 3 shy on 3rd down. And Canes, who was 3 out of 5 on 3rd down, didn't have many 3rd downs in that 4-possession flurry that started the game.
No, they didn't. They didn't need 3rd downs.
There's a quick toss. Knight trying to turn the corner. Hollifield got him and dropped it. Good play by Dax. And Jalen Knight is down. Yep.
Talked about the depth issues at the running back position for Miami. They lost Don Chaney early. Let's take a look at the snap. They've lost Don Chaney as well as Cameron Harris. And Tyler Van Dyke really bobbled that one. Chest pass to Jalen Knight.
Yep. Thumbs down. Very good chest pass.
Is that the key there?
That's it.
Okay.
And here's Borregales to try a 30-yard field goal.
I always wonder about these shotgun teams going under center in rainy conditions.
Headley will hold. And the try is away by Borregales and perfect. Timeout on the field. Just better than 5 minutes gone here in this 3rd period. Miami
tossed, buffalo sauce, hot honey, flipped, boneless, dipped, Arby's, razzled, buffalo dazzled, hot honey, $5.
Well, the next update of the college football playoff is Tuesday night. Right now, it's a 31-13 lead for Miami. Andres Borregales' field goal to 30 yards get the scoring underway here in the 2nd half. And the beat goes on as the rain keeps coming. And Borregales will hammer this one. There'll be no return. And the Hokies will scrimmage from their 25-yard line. So the fumble that was recovered by Clark creates a field goal. And now the Hokies go back to work here.
Really nice stop by the Virginia Tech defense after the sudden change. Now Virginia Tech, can you find anything offensively in the rain? You know, the drives that they've had great catches down the field. That a little less likely in the bad weather.
So Conor Blumrick, the transfer from Texas A&M's come in. And he's going to keep it to the right side and push it across the 35 and a first down to the 37 before Corey Flagg makes the stop.
A couple of really nice blocks, including one by Malachi Thomas, the running back, down the field. That's really been some of their best offense all day. Certainly the most consistent, without the acrobatic catches by Trey Turner, Jalen Jones in particular.
So first down and 10 for Blumrick, who appears tonight for the 4th time. Remember, he got injured in the Notre Dame game, and back on October the 9th, and it was expected to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 weeks, and that's about right. To draw the timeline on his return to action. They've used him wisely here tonight, and here is Malachi Thomas. So back-to-back runs, Roddy, of basically 12 yards for Virginia Tech. Start the possession.
Yeah, and Miami sent a blitz from the edge. Virginia Tech able to take advantage of it, creating that crease in the middle. And Malachi Thomas started inside zone. It's a nice block by big number 60, Silas Janzi there at left guard. That springs Malachi Thomas.
So ball out near the 48-yard line. Blumrick's got a little bit of momentum going here in the ground game.
You got to think they're just trying to figure out which run they're going to go to.
And he will keep it again after faking the sweep. And here's Blumrick, open field, 25-20. Connor takes on a man at the 10. It'll be first and goal for Virginia Tech.
That offensive line, Virginia Tech, it's a power read. He's reading the outside man on the line of scrimmage, able to get through the line. And then it's in the open field. He gets a block and a lot of excitement out of Conor Blumrick. Big number 4 is giving him a spark.
And he runs for 44, and it's first and goal at the 8.
Oh, fo.
Thank you, Moses.
Welcome. Under center now with the wet ball.
Yeah. And Thomas. And the freshman can't get much going there. By the way, Blumrick's over 100 yards now on 10 carries in the ball game. And you saw Malachi Thomas get stopped after just a marginal gain. Maybe back to the line and not much more. And here's Raheem Blackshear to fill his spot. Blumrick will keep. Trying to turn the corner. Big hit. And that's Carter. Amari Carter, a senior from Riviera Beach, in his final home game and making his 26th start here tonight.
The thing that you get down near the goal line that you don't get in the open field with runs like that, quarterback sweeps the outside, you don't typically get the safeties involved that quick, and certainly not the guys on the backside. But when the field is constricted, it's so much harder to get these things going. Now, what do you go with Conor Blumrick in the game?
Third and goal. You throw it, Roddy?
I don't think you do. I think you try and find your best run. Maybe get some action going across the formation, get Blumrick going north and south.
Here is Blumrick looping for the end zone, and it is pulled in for the touchdown. Caleb Smith.
Wes, it has not been a high volume day for these Virginia Tech receivers, but they have made an impact. This is a great catch by Caleb Smith, who lets the defender run by, positions himself almost like a basketball player going up for a rebound, the box out, skies up, brings it down with 2 hands. Said you shouldn't throw it. Conor Blumrick shows it. When he does, he can be effective.
How about that? Caleb Smith on the back end, his 2nd touchdown catch of the year, and nary a glove to help.
Buttercup, baby.
31-20 our score here in South Florida. ACC Network Primetime Football presented tonight by Geico. Fun to spend Saturday night in South Florida with Roddy Jones. Taylor Davis is dodging raindrops.
She may be having a little less fun.
That would probably be right. Adam Coppinger, our producer, Nick Young, our director, and our great crew. Great to have you with us tonight. Ball game's been interesting. Miami's fast start is literally the difference right now, Roddy, because Virginia Tech is kind of hung around, and they've gotten great play from Blumrick and Braxton Burmeister.
Yeah, that offensive line on the last drive.
Little shenanigans. The ball is loose. Still chasing it. The Hokies go for the onside kick, and they've got it at the Miami 41. How about J.C. Price?
The interim head coach dials it up.
James Shebist is the special teams coach, and the Hokies recover the onside kick.
And honestly, J.C. Price told us, I'm going to let my coordinators coordinate. That means Justin Hamilton on defense, on offense, Brad Cornelson, and Shebist dials it up. Miami has a chance, but a wet ball, it starts going, bouncing around, and Virginia Tech comes up with it. What a job by them on special teams, stealing a possession from Miami.
Keandre Coe looks like he's the guy that recovered the onside kick at the Miami 41. Blumrick is the quarterback with Malachi Thomas. Connor going to dump it to Lofton here on the near side, and he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage. I'm not quite sure, that might have been a lateral.
May have been. Connor Blumrick missed the shot down the field, though. He had Caleb Smith on the post.
Yep.
They faked the screen pass, looking to take a shot down the field. Blumrick came off it a little too quick.
Lofton lost 2. A score here, and it's going to get really interesting. Here's Blumrick, and he will crash to the original line of scrimmage. Jafari Harvey made the tackle, and you see big number 1, Silvera, step out of the stack too.
All right, what do you go with here for Virginia Tech to take advantage of this momentum that you've got after the surprise onside? Saw Blumrick throw the ball down the field, jump ball to Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith's going to be singled up to the bottom. Still have not seen Trey Turner re-enter the game.
Tavion Robinson in the slot. He's got to be your guy, right? Here's Blumrick. Here's Robinson. Trying to fight back up the middle. He'll get tackled at the 37. Gilbert Frierson.
Some pursuit from the defensive line as well. J.C. Price, a decision to make here. Do you go for it? They're leaving the offense on the field. I actually think you punt the ball away. Your defense is playing well. You have an opportunity to flip the field. Although, that punter, Peter Moore's kind of been punting through the back of the end zone, so the difference in field position may not be all that much.
Virginia Tech is 101st nationally on 4th down. They're 5 for 12.
Looks like you're getting man-to-man coverage on the back end.
Pressure coming. Blumrick going to take the shot downfield, and it is caught. Lofton holds on to it inside the 10.
Jafar Williams, the receivers coach from Virginia Tech, has to be fired up about what his guys have done. You talk about helping out your quarterback. It's a great throw by Blumrick. They caught Miami with too many men on the field, too.
And he will crash inside to the 5.
Well, they didn't call it.
It is just the 3rd catch of the year for the freshman from Fort Worth, Texas, DeWine Lofton.
Look, you and Pack do a little thing on WRU on Mondays. You can just run the highlights of Virginia Tech players from this game. It's been incredible, the catches that they've made. We've seen Jalen Jones get on the action, Caleb Smith, Trey Turner, and now DeWine Lofton.
So the grab by Lofton, just his 3rd catch of the year, 2nd and goal at the 5. All this after the onside kick. The snap is low, the whistles blow, and boy, a sliding tackle.
It's a yellow, Wes,
from
honestly.
Smith.
False start. Offense. Everybody except the snapper. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Love that one. But watch the slide tackle off the edge.
Right.
That's a late challenge. That'll get you a yellow across the pond. It's an immediate booking. Quick going to the pocket on that one.
Yeah. So Blackshear has come in. Hokies are backed up near the 10.
You know, Conor Blumrick was going to have to make some plays down the field with his arm, and in inclement weather, he's done an excellent job, especially in the second half, of doing that.
Play clock down to 2-1. They get it snapped. Here goes Blumrick. Cuts back at the 5. and pulled down at the 4, and perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle from Jordan Miller.
Coming from the backside, just barely able to get his arms around Conor Blumrick's legs. It's still a good enough gain to get you just barely inside the 5-yard line, it looks like.
What do you like here? You're in 2-down territory. You've already proven that tonight.
I keep going back to the quarterback run, but it seems like every time I do, they throw it down the field, and you have a circus catch.
Thomas has returned to the game. He's in the backfield.
You got Caleb Smith with plenty of room to come to the outside down to the bottom.
Here goes Blumrick pushing right. Going to throw back. Caught. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Lofton on the back end of 2 great grabs. This one for the score.
Well, the wet field plays into it for Miami. Watch as they try and sort these routes out. Get a little slip on the outside. Looked like that was Marcus Clark, who's supposed to drive on that route to Dwayne Lofton. It's a good pitch and catch from Blumrick. Offense staying on the field, it looks like, for Virginia Tech, trying to make this a 3-point deficit. The card says down 5. Go for 2.
J.C. Price is going by the card.
Of course he is.
That's Thomas flexing out to the right. Here's Blumrick, going to flip to the end zone and misfires. Looking for Smith at 6'2", who caught the touchdown pass earlier in the quarter. But nonetheless, the onside kick, Roddy, pays off for J.C. Price.
Certainly does. J.C. Price dials up the surprise onside. The caroms around a little bit. The kickoff team jumps on it. And then Conor Blumrick through the air to Dwayne Lofton, the true freshman, brings them within a score.
Went with a little beamer ball on the onside kick, resulted in a touchdown. Now the Hokies will kick it away, and the Canes slip down. Boy, the turf is really becoming an issue as the night wears on. Don't forget, we got basketball for you coming up Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. It follows a volleyball quadruple header, and then Florida State, Boston University at 7 o'clock as part of the Jacksonville Classic. And then Scottie Pippen at Vanderbilt take on John Hewley and the Pitt Panthers, finishing off the day. So a quadruple, 2 volleyball, then 2 basketball for you right here on ACC Network.
You know, Wes, it's interesting. You said, obviously, when you get special teams plays at Virginia Tech, you think Beamer ball. Frank Beamer saw this team off.
Here's Van Dyke throwing on first down. Is being flushed out of the pocket by Jalen Griffin, along with Hollifield.
Yeah. J.C. Price told us that Frank Beamer saw this team off when they left Blacksburg, and when we were chatting with him before the game, he mentioned just a number of people who really embody Virginia Tech. He said, look, if Virginia Tech's not Frank Beamer, if it's not these other guys that have been around the program, then what is it?
Right.
Beamer ball coming in huge.
Yep. Van Dyke on second in the full 10. Wants to cut it loose and deflected and almost caught on the back end by Rambo. Ruled incomplete. It looked like Chamari Connor was getting ready to deliver an interception, and Rambo almost still made a great catch.
It's the second time Virginia Tech's had an interception go through their hands. This time Chamari Connor would have had to make an acrobatic catch, not quite able to haul it in. But this Miami offense, Virginia Tech's prevented the big plays. Miami still tried to take him, and it's put him behind the sticks.
Last 4 drives, only 16 yards. Here's Van Dyke, and he'll gun it to Rambo, and that's a first down. That's their best play, Roddy, offensively in probably 4 possessions.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, Tyler Van Dyke shows a lot of poise, has time in the pocket. Rambo just finds that little soft spot in the zone. And look at that. The first 4 drives, 260 yards, 4 touchdowns. Last 3, 16 yards. This Virginia Tech defense has done an excellent job of settling down, especially after the fumble early in the half.
Yep. This third quarter's moved along, but this game feels like it's got a lot left in it.
Oh, yes, it does.
Van Dyke, little double reverse. Oh, here's Van Dyke, flags down. They'll throw from Mallory, who makes another great catch. and breaks away. Now remember, a marker's down as Mallory steps away and scores. The penalty is on Miami, and it will negate a 72-yard touchdown throw from Van Dyke to tight end Will Mallory.
If I'm not mistaken, it's the same play that Will Mallory scored on against Pitt. You get the handoff, the reverse to Restrepo, and then Van Dyke throwing it down the same sideline to Will Mallory. They're able to hit it, but the hold brings it back.
Boy, Rhett Lashley, the offensive coordinator of the Canes, completely fired up.
Yeah, he was. So let's look and see if we can find it.
Oh, it's on the left tackle, Nelson.
Yeah. It's a great run after the catch by Will Mallory, though.
Sure is. So here's Knight. And a little sprint draw toward the 25-yard line. Takes us into the final minute of the third. Hollifield and Artis make the tackle for Virginia Tech, who has battled their way back, outscoring Miami 13-3 here in this second half to cut it to a 5-point game. Here's second down and 15. Tyler Van Dyke started this game and he was electric. Now trying to flip the switch, if you will. Back inside, Jacoby George. And he'll get to the 30, and that will likely be the final play of the third. So we'll flip ends here in South Florida. Go to the last 15.
Big thing there, Virginia Tech stopping Miami after the fumble, keeping them to 3, allowing them to get back into this game. Otherwise holding Miami out of the end zone. This Virginia Tech defense.
Quinn Babcock looking on tonight here at Hard Rock Stadium, who made the change with Justin Fuente on Tuesday, Roddy, and at the time of the announcement Tuesday afternoon, thumbs up from Witt. He presented a considerable list of things he was looking for in the next head coach at Virginia Tech. He's got like the effort and spirit he's seen from J.C. Price as his interim head coach tonight, as Tyler Van Dyke begins the fourth with a pass from Mallory.
It's a good catch by Mallory if he did indeed haul it in. It's just short the first down. Looked like from that angle it touched the ground. Miami's leaving its offense on the field.
Oh boy.
This is an interesting one because you're in your own territory. It's a long one.
You're going to hand the ball to Knighton, and he's hit right at the line and turned back. And it's going to depend on the spot. Keyshawn Artist, who's been a terror tonight at the linebacking spot, looked to be one of the first guys in the maroon helmet there.
It's absolutely going to depend on the spot. Interesting, Miami's had 0 success running the football today. 10 yards rushing so far. Decided to go with the handoff. So wow. Nice job by Amari Barno.
He got a pretty good spot.
Connor. Yeah, it did look like he got a very favorable spot.
Very good spot.
I think he's going to have it based on the spot, but
Dwayne Haight brings him from the far side.
Just need to see if they review this, if he does indeed have it.
I mean, not by much. Third of the ball.
Watch where he's hit. I mean, look, he's hit behind the 30.
He's hit way behind
behind the what's that, the 38-yard line?
He's hit way behind.
And he doesn't go forward anymore. So this needs to be reviewed.
Yeah.
The ruling on the field is a first down. The previous play is under further review.
Yeah.
Look, typically without the shot right down the line, it's tough to see what.
Well, Dwayne Haight's going to take a look. We'll come back and see what we have after this.
Fuel your grind with
including extra blasters sold separately, must be 18 or older to order.
All right, so the line to gain is the 38-yard line right here. And I know my line isn't official, nor is it particularly straight. But this is clear. He does not reach the line to gain. I think there is plenty in this replay to overturn it, move it back a half yard, and it would be a turnover on downs for Miami. The play on the field stood. But Wes, these are the ones that really get me, because you see the replay, and you have the ability to look at it in slow motion. He doesn't go forward after he's contacted at the 37-yard line. So you have to overturn that. I don't understand how it doesn't get overturned. I really don't.
Connor makes a stop on Knighton on the first down play. That is a 5-yard gain for Knighton. It's a 5-point game. We're a minute into the final period in a game where it looked like Miami was going to take Virginia out back here in the first quarter.
Well, and Virginia Tech's defense has responded in the second half, including on that 4th down. A very favorable spot, in my opinion, a questionable stance call. Has Miami with some momentum. Virginia Tech's defense once again has the battle reversed.
And here comes the pressure. Van Dyke trying to escape the pocket. And he will just throw it out of bounds before Norrell Pollard can get there. The big defensive lineman who was chasing Tyler Van Dyke to the bench. Well, this has been quite a ball game. Miami led 21-3 before Braxton Burmeister threw a second quarter touchdown pass on a sensational catch by Trey Turner.
Yeah.
And then Van Dyke threw to Brashard Smith 75 yards. It was just a flurry. Most of it belonging to Miami in the half. But here in the second half, the Hokies have scrapped back. Here's Van Dyke, put it in the air from Mallory, broken up, incomplete. Nasir People, Virginia Tech's leading tackler in coverage.
And once again, I don't think you can give enough credit to what this team has done on the defensive side of the ball. This is a team that's gone through adversity all week. Your coach is dismissed on Tuesday of this week. Wes, after they had the meeting with Whit Babcock, they had to go out to practice to get ready for this Miami team. Miami came out throwing haymakers, big plays down the field. J.C. Price and his crew steadied the ship, and now they're going to get the ball back with an opportunity to go ahead, mainly because of what this defense has done.
Lou Headley, the Aussie, hangs it high, and Robinson tried to field it at the 15, and right there were the Canes defensively. To Corey Couch, covered the punt nicely.
ACC Network College Football Primetime is presented by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
Well, 23 Miami seniors were recognized pregame here tonight on senior night. And head coach Manny Diaz said, we may not be making the trip to Charlotte this year for a conference title, but when this program gets there, this senior class will have had a part on it. He said they are all leaving their position rooms better than when they found it. He said a lot of these guys could have gone to the league, but they chose to come back for this year. They fought through every bit of adversity, and they've all really enjoyed this final game here tonight, even in spite of the rain, guys.
Well, and now it's one they're going to have to earn, Ronnie.
Yeah, it certainly is. Virginia Tech's kind of got them on their heels.
And Blumrick takes off. Silvera scoops him up and drops him at the 17-yard line.
You know, Wes, I want to touch on something that the Taylor relayed that Manny Diaz told her about guys not going to the league. You look at the last 5 or so years, there's a lot of guys that had eligibility left for Miami that decided to go to the league that were third-day picks, 4th through 7th round.
Yep.
And the guys that decided to come back after 2020, Manny Diaz is certainly hoping that the example that they set becomes the norm, where if you're not a first-round pick, second-round pick, go. If you're not, come back for another year and improve this program. That's part of changing the culture of this Miami team.
Yep. And for whatever it means in the recruiting circles, another expected class, a good class.
It's a small class right now.
Right. And as we said at the top, the parting of ways between the university and Blake James, an outstanding athletic administrator, on Monday, just ramped back up the speculation about the future of Manny Diaz as the head football coach here. But there were some other lines of thinking as well. Here is Blumrick, and he will be sacked. He dodged the first threat from McLeod, but could not get away from the second threat, and that was Jordan Miller. And then Harrison Hunt also fouled in there. Big 81 on the play.
Well, Zach McLeod coming off the edge is the one that creates this. One of those guys that walked on senior day. One of those guys that meant so much to Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz was in that position group when he was a linebacker as a true freshman. And you can tell just over the years how much Zach McLeod has meant to this program. He's the one that forces him up and causes the sack.
So hanging high for George. Back at the 41. Tries to get started. Marker down on the block in the back against the Canes.
Make it a legal blindside block.
And we get a huddle at the 37 at the Hokies into the field.
Flag in the backfield as well. We're near the line of scrimmage. With the block. Yeah, I think you can get him. You're certainly going to get a flag there.
During the return, there are 2 fouls by the receiving team. Holding, number 9, that penalty is declined. Illegal block in the back, number 37, that penalty will be accepted and enforced from the spot of the foul. First down.
Kind of had him turned around there a little bit. Yeah, 9 was the block in the back. That's Avery Huff. Here's tonight's Geico Player Spotlight.
Correction. The holding was on number 37. The block in the back is on number.
There we go. We had it for you. Tyler Van Dyke's our Geico Player Spotlight, Roddy, and should be.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. Most of that damage done in the first half. The question is, can Tyler Van Dyke get it going here in the second half? Much different feel to this game after halftime.
From the gun, hesitates. Now Van Dyke's going to run and slide. Talk about breaking news.
He can run a little bit.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about the ability to open the field up and then have the guy slip upfield for about 5, maybe. Well, he started his slide after 3, so it'll be 2nd and 7.
More like the Red Sea. Got enough rain here.
Well, you're the one to tell me he's got the straight line speed. Manny Diaz used that term with us earlier in the year.
He does. I mean, excellent straight line speed. That time he was going in a straight line.
Indeed he was. For 3 yards. 2nd and 7. That's Restrepo in motion. It's a 2-by-2 look. Boy, the Hokies really starting to throttle up the pressure. Van Dyke escapes. First down, slides again at the 45. So that'll be plenty there on a pickup of right at 10 and a first down.
Yeah, he had about 3rd gear here. He didn't have to ramp it up at all. It's great coverage on the back end by Virginia Tech, but the pressure gets a little above Tyler Van Dyke, and it's an injured Hokie in the backfield, looks like.
We'll step aside. A break in the action in Miami.
I chose Smile Direct Club for my daughter when her adult teeth grew in.
McLean, head coach Pat Narduzzi stops by after dark.
It's not going to be at 10:30.
Not going to be 10:30.
Sorry, boys.
Boys, it's not ever at 10:30. We'll keep promising 10:30, but it won't be tonight.
Those guys did a great job.
Oh, man, it's the best one. They've been there all day.
Yeah.
They're ready to roll. Here's Van Dyke looping for Rambo, just beyond his reach. Hokies had Dorian Strong in coverage, and he was following Rambo all the way across the field. And now 2nd and 10.
It would have taken a really good throw to complete that one. Dorian Strong right on the back of Charleston Rambo. But in the defensive backfield, had Keontae Jenkins falling down. Really slick back there. So if you're Miami and you want to take these shots, or Virginia Tech for that matter, the double moves, making these defensive backs make those quick adjustments might be the way to go.
Van Dyke on a straight drop here. Gonna crank it deep, and that is Harley in stride. Touchdown.
It's been tough sledding for this defense, but you get a 2-on-1 on the safety. You're asking Dax Hollifield to carry Mike Harley up the middle of the field to help out that cover 2 safety in Keontae Jenkins. Tyler Van Dyke shows that he can put it on the money. Absolutely great throw.
So Borregales the touchdown, or the kick, following the 55-yard strike. Tyler Van Dyke to Mike Harley. And the beat for the Canes continues here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, well, like I said, it had been tough sledding. This Virginia Tech defense had done such a good job of steadying the ship, particularly in quick change situations after the fumble, after the 4th down that Virginia Tech wasn't able to hold Miami. But Miami exploding, showing just how dangerous they can be once again. They are always capable of that type of explosion.
Well, and J.C. Price has delivered against, some odds, getting the job on Tuesday tonight. His team played with that grit, the effort, the intensity, the pride that he expected.
They're going to need it now. Now you're in a situation where Miami's been able to extend the lead. So how can you find that stop, that score, and then another play down the field? They've had the ball in their hands a couple of times on defense, haven't been able to come up with the crucial interception. So can this J.C. Price team, this Virginia Tech team that's gone through so much adversity, can they find it here as we get late in the 4th quarter?
So Mike Harley's 55-yard touchdown moves him into 2nd all-time in catches in Miami history.
How about that? That's why you come back as a senior, to have your name etched at the top of these records.
Hokies will start from their 25, Taylor.
Well, guys, as we're seeing another great showing from quarterback Tyler Van Dyke tonight, I talked to him this week, and I think I lost count of the amount of times he said the word confident, but he knows how key that is in this role he now has for this Miami program, and he said it goes back to the 2nd half of the UNC game. That was really when things clicked for him. He also attributes a lot of it to his relationship with offensive coordinator Brett Lashley. The two spend a lot of time together on the sideline throughout the week in game prep. I've seen their communication here tonight, and it really seems like it's been pivotal in his growth.
Here's Blumrick on the option. They'll turn the corner, and what a hit. Wow. Keontae Smith almost turned Blumrick's lights out, Roddy.
Yeah, this was an absolute blow delivered by Smith. Like a good, hard, legal hit. And it looks like this is Conor Blumrick's game down the stretch.
Sure does. We saw Burmeister hobbling early in the 2nd half. And here's Malachi Thomas. Frierson might have saved a big run there as Thomas stretches it out to the 38-yard line.
Tell you what, if I'm Virginia Tech, I'm living with stuff like that. Inside zone, power reads, these plays that they've had a lot of success with against this Miami defense. It's mainly come up the middle.
First down and 10 at the 38. Here's Blumrick, and he'll be sacked. There's a flag down on the play. Johnson, the Tennessee transfer, drops him.
And he fought through a hold here, too. Caden Moore was the pulling guard coming around to block Johnson.
Holding, offense, number 68. That penalty is declined. 2nd down.
All right, so you're going to get number 68 right here. He's going to have to block 13, DeAndre Johnson off the edge. See him kind of grab Johnson around the neck. Doesn't matter. Tennessee transfer, fights through, tackles Connor Blumrick. That's a heck of a sack right there.
By the way, Miami 9 tackles behind the line tonight. They were 7th in the nation coming in, averaging 7 a game. Blumrick. All about a quick throw and opts for the keep. And we'll get maybe a yard. Keontae Smith the stop. As Ronnie Jones likes to say, a lot of guys after this game are going to need a cold tub and a hug.
Cold tub and a hug.
I mean,
hop in the cold tub for the bruises, for the physical bruises. You need the hug for the emotional bruises.
Blackshear in the ball game. 3rd and 15. That's Dooley as the tight end in motion. Slow development. Was Miami jumped or no? And the throw back intended for Smith, I believe, at the bench. Incomplete. No flag, right?
So you see this all the time. The center is in charge of snapping the football. If he thinks that the defense jumps, Well, Miami flinches. You're going to see the flinch off the edge, but no one comes across the line of scrimmage. So you get the snap by Johnny Jordan, and everything's just foobar at that point. So you got to throw the ball away.
Well, and remember, Johnny Jordan is filling the spot of Brock Hoffman, who was questionable coming into the ball game. George will take the punt from Moore, and Jacoby George a little high step at the 15. Keeps his feet, 35-40 into the 41, and now Miami has regained their stride, if you will, Roddy, in terms of big plays in the contest.
They certainly have, and they've got the momentum and the football up by a dozen.
It's the season of giving, so stay tuned and find out how you can get 2 stick window candles firmly in place. Secure your holiday rugs in place without damage to floors. Hang this heavy wreath in a flash. No net.
Miami's going to have the ball at its 42 as we rejoin you from the Hard Rock tonight in South Florida. Cody Brown is coming to the game. Freshman from Parkview High School in Lilburn, Georgia, who's got 100 yards on 27 carries and 3 touchdowns this season. Van Dyke, quick throw, and was looking for Romello Brinson, who had a circus catch earlier in the year, a freshman from Northwestern High School here in Miami.
Good break by Armani Chapman. Ooh. Break that thing up.
Well, Manny Diaz said great energy and protect the football were the keys to the game. They've delivered on the energy and the protecting the football, but there have been a couple that put that in danger.
There certainly have been, and Virginia Tech just hasn't been able to take advantage in games like this. You have to, one of them's going to be pick 6.
And Dyke with pressure coming. Another throw for Rambo, and he almost caught it with Waller defending, and 3 flags at the back end of the play, and Jermaine Waller hobbling here. And I hope that's a cramp.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, it's pretty clear at the end of the play as Jermaine Waller goes by, grabs Charleston Rambo. May have started even before that.
Yeah. So Waller will go out.
We're going to get Chapman and Strong being the 2 corners now.
Right.
So Monty Chapman, he rotates in, he plays a decent amount. Dorian Strong certainly one of the starters, so it's not like you've got guys that haven't played, but missing Jermaine Waller is certainly a big loss.
Yeah, 36th game of Chapman's career. Here's Van Dyke after the penalty. He's going to cut it loose for Brinson and overthrows it. Did Romello lose that in flight, Rodney, as he was trying to cut the edge against Chapman?
Yeah, it looked a little strange. He cut it a little less steep than Tyler Van Dyke threw it. Tyler Van Dyke threw it more up the field. He's cutting more across the field, but the reaction to the throw was late. So yeah, it did look like one of those that maybe he had a hard time picking up out of the hand of his quarterback.
Van Dyke is having a heck of a night. 327. He's over 300 again. And that ball dropped on the perimeter by George. Remember now, when we talk about Tyler Van Dyke, we're talking about one of 4 quarterbacks in ACC history with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in 3 straight ACC games. And that list is Tyler Van Dyke, Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Sam Howell. That's the list.
Yeah, and now he's got in what, 5?
Yeah, 4 straight games of 300.
Coming into this one, and now a 5th.
Now a 5th, yeah.
It's incredible.
And by the way, 3 touchdowns tonight.
Yeah. He's got a big 3rd down here. This should be a massive stop for Virginia Tech.
Pressure coming, Hokies coming from everywhere. Van Dyke hit as he throws. He had to cut it loose because Amari Barno, Roddy, was dropping the hammer.
Well, Justin Hamilton, the defensive coordinator for Virginia Tech, dialed up the pressure, bringing 1 more than Miami could block. Running backs out of the backfield, so it's 6 on 5. Barno punishing Van Dyke. Virginia Tech's defense comes up with the stop it needs. You're down a dozen, but that's the first step in getting back into this ball game.
Lou Headley for Tavion Robinson. And Harley going to hang it high, end over end. Robinson, a fair catch called for and made at the 8. Well, about halfway through quarter 4. Let's take a look at our Bojangles Big Bo moment of the game. A lot of them.
It's big plays. This one down the field to Brashard Smith. Tyler Van Dyke just slinging it down the field. Mike Harley got in on the action very recently. That one in the second half. 5th straight game, 300 pass yards, 3 touchdowns, 327 on the day. Again, we've said it over and over, but the ability to strike quick for this Miami offense has really been the game changer. When they haven't been able to do that, they've struggled consistently, but luckily for them, they have been able to do it for the most part.
Blackshear picking up about 4 on first down.
By the way, Wes, do you remember that thing I said earlier about Mother Nature being on Miami's side? Miami just punted that ball away, and it is pouring. It was not raining on 3rd down. On 4th down, it's pouring.
You are hardly the one qualified to answer this and talk about rain tonight, but the work that Taylor Davis has put in. Here is Blumrick, first down beyond the 20 to the 24. Taylor, would you like to comment on the cueing of the rain when Virginia Tech took the football?
I just love when you guys comment on the weather from the cozy booth up there, you know. I have changed shoes. I have committed to...
You took off the Jordans?
Yeah, man, I got to protect them, you know what I mean? So I swapped them. I've committed to a ponytail. I mean, we're fighting the elements down here. But you guys enjoy your snacks up there, you know?
3rd. Blackshear on the carry.
Wes, I mean, you were at the game that we played at Virginia in 09.
Yes, I was.
When every time we got the ball, it was a down point. Every time Virginia got it happens, man. Somebody in the stadium has the button that they press.
That game in 2009 remembered for a couple of things. Here is Blumrick, and juggled and dropped by Caleb Smith. The 09 Georgia Tech Virginia game was played in a full downpour, by the way. And Anthony Allen ran up a bunny hill after a touchdown, capping an 18-play drive. And the ACC Player of the Year, Jonathan Dwyer, stiff-armed somebody.
Well, you can see how the wet ball is affecting catching the football. I mean, that's a catch. Caleb Smith skied over 2 defenders earlier to catch a football, but that one, the ball's so wet, his hand's so wet, not able to bring it in.
3rd and 11. Blumrick again. Gonna loop it. I think it was intended for Smith. Robinson was also kind of in that area, but it was well overthrown of both players.
Yeah, no, whoever it was intended for broke off the route. Conor Blumrick expected him to go deep, but again, the pressure is what really forced the miscommunication.
So Jacoby George will wait on another punt here from Peter Moore. Ball will bounce. George will let it hit, and it will be touched up right around the 25-yard line. Well, our congratulations tonight for Pat Narduzzi in Pittsburgh. They have clinched the Coastal Division. Meanwhile, Roddy, we got some math in the in Atlantic.
There's no math for Wake Forest. Win and you're in. Lose and you're probably not in, because if you get, here's how it works out. If you were to get a Wake Forest win, obviously they're in. NC State, they need to win against North Carolina next week, and then Wake Forest lose. And Clemson obviously eats both of them. So if Wake Forest loses, NC State wins. We've gotten confirmation from the league office that the tiebreaker would then go to NC State based on first the division records, the records in division. That would eliminate Wake Forest from the race, right? Because in division they would have 2 losses. And then the head-to-head, NC State beats Clemson. NC State's in the championship game. Everybody's alive of those 3 going into the last week of the year.
How about that, huh? Finally, the Atlantic.
Yeah. Coastal's got it all wrapped up early in week 12.
Yeah. So there you have it. And again, congratulations to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, what a performance by them today. It was a great game that they played against Virginia. Brendan Armstrong, gutty performance as well, coming off the rib injury.
Yep, sure was. Heck of a day for Jordan Addison, too. Here's Charleston Rambo having a heck of a night. An over-the-shoulder catch against Dorian Strong for Rambo.
It is difficult to look up into the raindrops, track the football. And not only does Charleston Rambo do that, he got away with a little bit of a shove on the defensive back, not called, fades away from the defender and makes the catch.
7 catches, 116 tonight for Rambo. What a year he's had here. And a slow start too, Roddy.
Look, Charleston Rambo, if you were to have given out half or mid-season all ACC awards, I don't think Charleston Rambo is a first-team all ACC receiver. He's played himself into that in the second half of the year.
And the carry for Franklin. And Manny Diaz said that Charleston Rambo is the guy who personifies the emergence of their offense. I would go Van Dyke and Rambo, but Manny Diaz says you get a guy like Rambo who came in here as accomplished as he did from Oklahoma. That guy's delivered the goods for us.
Yeah, and I think we just assume that these guys are going to come in. They're going to fit in perfectly from day one and make the type of impact. This is an offense that, remember at the beginning of the year, Derek King was coming off of the knee injury.
Right.
Got banged up in the first game. They were trying to figure out who they were going to be at multiple positions, including at receiver, where Charleston Rambo just got more and more comfortable, not only with this offense, but with his quarterback as well. Only throwing that they really did going into fall camp was in off sessions. Derek King didn't participate in the spring. That was Tyler Van Dyke taking those reps. And that really helped Van Dyke and Rambo's their chemistry.
Roddy, what about the week for Manny Diaz? I mean, Blake James is let go on Monday. That just restarts some of the conversation about his tenure here.
Everybody in South Florida has an opinion on that one, too.
That is correct.
And I don't think there's a fan base that is more vocal with how they feel on either side than this Miami fan base in the ACC. His ability to steady his team's ability to block out the noise, because they heard it. Yeah. I mean, you have no choice but to. It's been impressive here today.
2nd and 7. The injured player was Keyshawn Artis, by the way, for Virginia Tech. And the play clock winding down, and so is this fourth quarter clock. And Miami going to work on that a little bit here.
Yeah, you're now in 4-minute offense territory.
Yep.
You're second down. You're kind of getting to that 4-minute mark, draining clock. Virginia Tech needs 2 possessions.
That's Harley in motion. Van Dyke, and hands to Franklin. And he'll turn the corner. He's short. He is short of the first down by about a yard. Chapman the stop. Taylor, I imagine the Canes are pretty happy.
They sure are. But guys, you know what? I really have to give credit to both of these teams down here on both sidelines throughout the game. The energy has been there consistently. The communication, hyping each other up, dancing at the start of the fourth quarter. I mean, when you think about what both of these teams have had to handle coming into this week, knowing bowl eligibility was on the line with this game, I'm just really impressed with the response that I've seen from both teams throughout tonight.
Yeah, well, it speaks to a little bit of the journey. Here's Franklin, who'll get the first down. And inside the 35 before he's thrown back. Tywan Garvin led the tackle parade for Virginia Tech.
Miami go before that carry. Excuse me, now 36 yards rushing on the ground. But let me tell you, the next 10 are the most important.
Yep.
You just want to end up with at least 46 at the end of the night, because that'd be able to put the game away. Virginia Tech has all 3 timeouts. J.C. Price electing not to use one before the first down play.
So Franklin stays in the backfield here. And he'll get the call again. And there's the tackle at the 30, and now a timeout is taken with 2:25 to play. Well, this will be the final game in a Week 12 that has seen Pittsburgh clinch. Clemson post Roddy their biggest win of the year.
Their best offensive performance of the year by far.
Yep, 48-27 at Wake Forest. Here's a look at the schedule. Roddy and Matt Berry will be at Carter Finley Stadium on Friday night at 7 o'clock for the Tar Heels and the Wolfpack. NC State, a 41-17 winner tonight in Raleigh late this afternoon. Devin Leary, by the way, Roddy, put 3:03 17 to 24 today for the Wolfpack.
After a little bit of a slow start.
Right.
I mean, it took a while to get points on the board, but then they absolutely exploded. So the thing is, if you're Wake Forest, you're rooting for an NC State loss on Friday night. That clears up the picture a little bit for you. You would then need, obviously, a win no matter what, but still.
Syracuse has lost 2 straight, Roddy. Pittsburgh comes there knowing they're going to Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, Syracuse after the bye, it's been a little bit of a tough road for them the last couple of games.
Sean Tucker did have 100 yards today on 13 carries.
He's been great this year.
Sure has. And here is Franklin loading it up. Boy, this young freshman from West Park, Florida, well over 100 yards now in the campaign. He's looked good here in closing down the show ahead of 2 minutes to go.
Now it's the fun time of the broadcast. We get to do the clock math.
Well, and here's the other part. I want to add this as you see Franklin pick up the first down. J.C. Price will go from this game to the Commonwealth Cup next week.
Yeah.
And remember this about the Commonwealth Cup. Virginia Tech has won 16 of 17 and 20 of the last 22.
And it'll be for bowl eligibility.
Yes, it will.
Like it was a few years ago. Virginia Tech went in for bowl eligibility. I believe that was 19.
When they had the streak, and Bryce Perkins fumbled the ball in overtime. Right? Was that the year we're talking about?
No, that was it. 19 was the year
that was 18.
It was
he fumbled it.
18. Yeah, it was 18 where they were going in for bowl eligibility and were able to get the win.
There's another timeout taken by the Hokies. So when you talk about the job, here's the thing. J.C. Price has done everything you could have hoped as an interim head coach tonight, who got the job Tuesday morning from Webb Babcock.
It's been a tumultuous week. I've been in those locker rooms, those meeting rooms when your head coach is dismissed, and it's a gut punch to the team. Even when, like it was with Justin Fuente, you've been wondering about it for a while. Those guys had to go back out to practice on Tuesday. J.C. Price really had this team ready and prepared during this game. They took the initial blow from Miami, performed well. But credit to Manny Diaz in Miami for rebounding.
That's the point I was going to talk about. There may be no team finishing on an upward trend more than Miami, Roddy. I mean, a win tonight is 4 of your last 5 and a chance to make it 5 of 6 at Duke next Saturday.
And look, let's look at all of the conference games Miami has played. 2-point loss to Virginia where you miss a field goal at the very end. A 3-point loss to UNC, where you're in position to kick a game-tying field goal and you have an unfortunate interception on a tipped pass. Then you go to Florida State, and the Florida State loss backed up. Florida State, as they hit a big play, 4th and 14. So literally, you change 3 plays in Miami's conference games. They could be undefeated in conference. Now, ifs and buts, I get it.
Candy and nuts.
But when you look at what Manny Diaz has done with this team, a team that quite honestly was in transition. Look at the number of freshmen that have played. Look at what you've had to do with the quarterback position. And where this roster was, quite honestly, from a talent standpoint, it is upgraded now. And there is a lot of hope for the future. So look, I don't know what's going to happen with Manny Diaz, but there's a lot of people that see what I just mentioned and support him being here for the future and seeing this thing out.
Here is Van Dyke now, and Franklin with 1 more carry, and he'll be tackled close to another first down at the 11 by Fuga. And Virginia Tech will be 5 and 6 playing that game next weekend in Charlottesville. By the way, on the national side, Oregon has lost tonight 38-7.
A lot of people said it was a trouble spot for Oregon. I didn't think it was that much of a trouble spot, although there will be some interested parties in South Florida a little happy that Oregon's taking a lot.
Yeah. And in a weird way, this is kind of the, and Manny Diaz is celebrating down below with Nestor Silvera and his seniors. That's what this was about tonight too, right?
Yep.
A class that kind of took Miami out of the clouds of some of the allegations and sanctions from the Nevin Shapiro and the NCAA stuff, and this is a group that has kind of grown this program back. Have they won as many as they wanted to? No, but very few do, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can point to very few classes that have the sort of aspirations that are met, but think when you look at what it means, I mean, guys sliding on the field, they're just having a great time. This is what football's about, wins and having fun. And we often lose sight of what wins like this on senior day mean. You know, everybody remembers their senior day game. I didn't win mine, and it'll stick with me for the rest of my life. These Miami guys did that, and it will stick with them certainly forever. In the rain, too.
Heck of a performance tonight. TVD. Tyler Van Dyke, 19 of 33, 357, and 3 more touchdown passes. My goodness.
Another of a string of incredible performances for the freshman. Manny Diaz certainly has to be happy. You can see it. He's with Taylor. And we've got a camera there. Let's